Teacher Penny again here, and this is video 3 in the new series on what are they looking for in the mock class. Updated information on the latest things, the latest standards, I guess is the best way to put that, that they're looking for in the mock class. So they've got some new criteria that the mock mentors are looking for. They really are being very specific on do this many times and that many times and say it like this and don't do this and don't say that twice. Okay. It's really, really super picky, and I want you to understand what they're looking for because they can't tell you explicitly, this is what we want you to do. They pretty much depend on us to tell you that, okay? So let's move right on. If you have not already watched them, I have 2 other videos that I'm going to link here for you. There's one that's on the big 3, and there's the next one that's on TPR. Make sure that you go and watch those 2 videos because they're super important to understand that before you understand what I'm going to talk about here, okay? Now, let's talk today about I do, we do, you do. But first, let me tell you, I am Teacher Penny. If you're looking for more help or more information, you can find me on my website, hellopennydavis.com. You can find me in my Facebook group, VIPKid Teachers Wanted. If you have not applied for VIPKid yet, I would appreciate you using my link right here to apply for VIPKid. If you've already applied and you did not use a code or a referral link, if you can go on a computer, it has to be on a computer, on a browser, and go to the VIPKid website. In the top right corner, it says add referring teacher, and there you're going to put in this code, Penny0008. If it already has a name there, but you don't know who that is, or it doesn't have the option to add a referring teacher, start a whole new application. Just log out of VIPKid, clear your browser, use a different email address than you did before, and use this link, start a whole new application. Whichever you do, though, make sure that you email me, teacherpennyvipkid@gmail.com, so that I know who you are. They do not give me your email address, okay? So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Confusing system, I'm not explaining that why, okay, because it's just crazy. But sometimes they don't give me your email address, so I have no way to know how to contact you unless you email me, okay? So be sure and do that so I can help you all the way through the process. Okay, now let's talk about I do, we do, you do. Now I want you to think, to understand this, I want you to think about how we teach a child something new. So let's say that I'm teaching my daughter how to make fried chicken. Okay, I love fried chicken. You can probably tell I love fried chicken. Or I'm teaching her how to bake a cake or how to make cookies or fold laundry or mop the floor, whatever it is that I'm teaching this child to do, okay? Or English or math or whatever. I'm going to follow this concept. I do it, then we do it together, and then eventually my student can do it on their own. My daughter can do it on her own. So I do is when I do it. I show her how to do it. Take the chicken, and you're going to cut it this way, and you're going to put it in the egg, and you're going to put it in the flour, and you're going to, and shake it, whatever, and put it in the you do it first, and all they're doing is watching you, okay? And then maybe a little bit, they're going to help a little bit. Maybe they're going to do part of that, okay? That's I do, where I'm showing her how to do that. The next step is for we do, for she does maybe part of it, maybe all of it. She's going to work on it. We're going to practice that together. And then eventually, she will be able to do that independently. Y'all, it's the same way we teach everything, okay? Whether it be English or whether it be math or whatever, we go through this process. It starts off with us doing it, teacher-led, and the students just repeating after us. They're just doing it after us, okay? And then we do is we're still leading, but the student is starting to do a little bit of it on their own. And then finally, when you get to you do, the student can show that they understand it. They can use this new word, or this new sentence or whatever. They can use it independently. So we go from they're just copying us to they're understanding it more and practicing it, and finally where they can use it independently. That's how we do all of the teaching with VIPKid. We're always moving our students from just copying what we do to understanding it more and then finally using it on their own. We're always moving them through this process with each of our new words, the new concepts that we're teaching them. Sometimes this process of I do, we do, you you do. Sometimes it's all on one slide, and you start at the beginning of the slide, and by the end of it, they can do at least somewhat on their own. Sometimes we spread it out over 3 different slides. Usually when we introduce new concepts to our students, we spend 3 slides on it, okay? And on the first slide, it's the I do, and on the second slide, it's the we do part, and on the third slide, it's the you do slide. But then sometimes we do a little bit of all of that all the way through. But again, we're always trying to get our students to be more and more independent. So we help less and less and less the farther we get through this process, okay? So keep in mind as we're doing this that we're trying to help less and less and get our students to understand it more and more. And they take control. By the time we get to you do, they're taking control. They should be leading. They should be doing it all independently on their own, okay? So now what VIPKid does is they put together the slides in such a way that we're following this I do, we do, you do concept. And we do this with a different type of slides, okay? So the slides that I told you about where we spend 3 slides on teaching a new concept, there are actually 5 different kinds of slides. Let me explain the 5 different kinds of slides, and you'll see how we use these concepts through that, okay? The slides are labeled with one of these letters, I, P, A, E, or D, okay? The first one is the I slide. Now, it is the introduce slide, but it is also relates to the I do part of our process. That's the only one that it matches I for I, okay? Introduce and I do. So on the introduce slide, this is where we are introducing a brand new word, okay? It might be a vocabulary word, it might be a verb, it might be a new sentence, it might be a phonics concept, but we are introducing them to this new idea, this new concept in this one. So we introduce them to the new word. Anytime you see up in the top right corner, let me draw that one up here. In the top right corner of the slide, in the previous video you saw I drew a box up here and it talked about circling and drawing a line, all that. This will be right above that. But above that, it's going to say I vocabulary or I verb or I phonics or I sentence frame, whatever it is. That just means that it is the introduce slide. So if it is the introduce slide, this is the way you're going to teach it. So look very carefully for what's up here in this top corner. If it says I, that means this is the first time they've seen this. If you are doing the SMART demo, I want you to understand that all of the slides that you might teach in the SMART demo are this kind of slide. They're all the introduce slide. Okay, so what you're going to do for every single one of those SMART demo slides is going to be following these directions here. Okay, on the introduce slide, you're going to see this brand new word. Okay, maybe it's the word run, maybe it's the word ball, maybe it's throw, maybe it's fly. You're just going to see a brand new word on this page. It's going to be in orange. Okay, the first thing you want to do is circle the word. Okay, so you circle the word. You can draw on the slide. Students can draw on the slide. We talk about that in the last video. But you draw on the slide first, and you just circle that word, and then you say that word 2 times with TPR with your hands only. So let's say we're doing the word ball. Okay, so this is the word that you would be teaching in the A lesson in the mock class. Okay, so you're teaching the word ball. You're going to use your hands only to say the word ball. Okay, and then you cup your ear to get your student to say the word back to you. So you do ball, and they say it back to you. Do it again, but this time, don't just do ball, ball, ball. That's boring. Use a different voice, high voice, low voice, whatever singing voice, something like that. Ball. Use a different tone of voice so that you just capture their interest. Okay, ball, ball, ball is boring. Ball, ball. Okay, that's different. Here's a little. I'm going to give you a little Mandarin lesson, okay? In Mandarin, they speak with different tones. They have a high sound, ba. They have a low sound, ba. They have a rising sound, ba. They have a falling sound, okay, falling tone, ba. And all 4 of those, ba, 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 ba. All 4 of those could be different words, okay? I'm just giving you the illustration with the sound ba. But all four of those could be different words. In English, we use intonation like that, but we use it more to express feeling, questions and all that. Well, I want you to understand when you do ball, ball, when you use it that way, you're showing them it's the same word. Okay, so it's super important to vary your voice a little bit in there. Okay, so you back here, you do ball, and get them to do it. You try to get them to do that motion with you. So ball, and you get them to say it again. Okay, so you're saying the word 2 times, TPR with your hands only. Okay, then you want to circle the picture or circle the word. Okay, either way, you're going to circle it and get your student to circle it with you. So you do circle the ball and you circle it on the page. You get the student to circle it on the page. Remember in the last video we talked about you circle it with your right hand on the mouse, you show your finger or you show a pen. Okay, then you show the mouse. Okay, you're showing them what you want them to do. You have to do the finger, the pen, and the mouse. Okay, circle the ball. Okay, you're getting them to do that. Okay, so you get them to circle the word or the picture, whichever one they want to do is fine. Okay, then you're going to say the sentence 1 time. Now, this is a sentence that they're already familiar with. We're just adding our brand new word into it. The sentence we're teaching on this one is she plays with a ball. In a previous lesson, they just learned I play soccer with my friends. She plays soccer with her friends. They're already familiar with all the other words in this sentence. We're just changing and adding the word ball in there. She plays with a ball. Now you can use a prop. Okay, so you grab hold of a ball and you've got a prop here with your little girl. Only point to, this was in the last video too, only point to the props on the words that go with them. Okay, she plays with a ball. And get your student to repeat that word back to you. If you are back the sentence back to you. Okay, if you need to, correct it. So if they give you she play with a ball, she play ball, okay, you're going to correct that. Okay, so if they leave out those words or whatever, you need to correct. So you would say she plays with a ball. This, when you're doing a correction, this is when you can point to your mouth. Okay, she plays with a ball. And get them to say it back to you. Try to correct it, but don't keep after it and after it and after it, okay? Try twice. If they're still messing it up, move on. You cannot spend all day on that. You've got to keep moving. So try twice to do corrections, but then you have to move on. Okay, now, so you said the sentence, you've gotten them to say the sentence back to you, you've corrected it if they need to. Now you're going to ask a question, and you're going to ask this question in such a way that the answer for the question is the sentence you just taught them. So if the sentence is, she plays with a ball, my question has to be phrased in such a way that this is the answer. Okay, so I'm going to ask the question, what does she play with? Okay, and I'm pointing to her. What does she play with? And you want them to give you the answer. She plays with a ball. Okay, so you're working to get them to give you that answer. We're already working a little bit towards that we do and you do, already trying to get them to be a little bit more independent in here. Okay, so you correct them if needed, but on that, so you ask the question, you get the answer, correct if needed. They're probably going to say, you're going to say, what does she play with? And they're probably going to say, a ball. Okay, then you have to get, she plays with a ball. Okay, you got to get the complete sentence on that. Make sure you got that complete sentence. Okay, if you have to make a correction there, do not repeat the question. Okay, this is something that they have said. It's a new thing that they're saying is do not repeat the question. Just repeat the answer, but do not repeat the question here. We're going to get to the question again the next time. On this particular one, the question that you use is on the next slide, and that is usually the case, that the question that you want to use, and you want to keep the question the same all the way through. So remember I said that we're going to spend 3 slides teaching the word ball. Okay, you, as much as possible, you want to keep the question the same all the way through there. Now you can do that on the A lesson very easily. On the B lesson, it's not as easy. Sometimes they have to change up just because of the way they wrote the slides. Okay. Now, if you are doing the SMART demo, if you're watching this and you have not done your SMART demo yet, I want you to understand that all of the slides in the SMART demo are this I slide. Every single one of them is, and every single one of them you can follow this little technique. You say the word 2 times, you have them circle something, you say the sentence 1 time, you ask the question and get the answer back there. But on the SMART demo only, you want to extend. Okay, you want to extend, just go a little bit beyond the lesson. We're going to talk more about extension here in a moment. Okay, but you want to extend just a little bit by teaching them a new noun. So, like for instance, you're doing the word run, and you've just done I run, he runs, she runs, it runs. Then you would teach them. You would have a teddy bear or a horse or a dog or whatever, and you would say, and you would teach them the new word, teddy bear. Teddy bear. Teddy bear runs. Who runs? Teddy bear runs. So you teach them a new noun. That's super important. Only a noun. Don't try to teach them she runs fast, okay, or anything like that. Teach them a new noun. That's something they're being very picky on, okay? So I hope that's clear on the difference there. If you're doing the mock class, do not do an extension here on this I slide, okay? Don't. Just don't, okay? Save the extension in the mock class for the next slides, okay? Now, that was the first type of slide. Let's look at the next type of slide, and that is the practice slide. So up in the top corner where you saw that before, where you had that square up here at the top corner, now it's going to say P vocabulary or P verb or whatever it is, okay? So this is the practice slide. This is the we do part of the process where we are practicing this question and answer. Usually in the teacher direction here, it has the question that you want to use. Be sure that you use that all the way through if you can. Sometimes you can't. Okay. All right. But sometimes the question is here. Sometimes it's nowhere to be found. And I'll show you on those videos exactly what question to use on that one. Okay. But you want to start on the P slides. You want to start with the question. Do not go back and do the sentence again. Start with the question. Okay, so you would show, this time it's got a picture of a little boy. He's holding a basketball. So you're going to grab props here. You can use props immediately now, okay? So you would grab your props and you would say, what does he play with? And you want them to give you the answer, he plays with a ball. Again, they're probably going to give you a ball, okay? You get them to give you that answer. Now, they already know the word basketball. Okay, you can see if you dig deep in that training material that they have on the website for you to read, there is a page there that has words that they know, words that they don't, or it has all the words that they've well, not all the words. It has a lot of the words that they know. Basketball is on there, football, soccer ball, baseball is not listed on there, but they do know baseball, okay? So if it's previous knowledge, you can pull it into the lesson very easily, okay? It doesn't really count as extension, but it's still good to use it. So you ask, what does he play with? And you've circled the picture of the little boy, and you get them to answer, he plays with a ball. Then you just say, he plays with a basketball, and get them to repeat that. Okay, then there's a little girl, she's got a soccer ball. Okay, so you say, what does she play with? And you get them to answer, she plays with a ball, and then extend that to she plays with a soccer ball. Okay, so you get them to extend that learning with it, okay, so that they are giving you that whole sentence with it. Again, correct as needed. Make sure that they're using plays, not play, okay? Then stick with she, and you want to teach them something new. Now we want to extend again, and we're going to extend with a new word. So maybe I would, again, maybe use a teddy bear again, okay, or some kind of toy. This is a great place to use toys. We're going to talk more about these toys here in a moment. So maybe you would show them the toy, you teach them the new word. Teddy bear. Teddy bear. What does she play with? and you want them to give you the sentence, she plays with a teddy bear, okay? So we put this new word into the same lesson using the same question, the same sentence frame. We just added the word teddy bear to it, okay? So that is the easiest way to get that extension in there, but make sure that you're using a new noun with that, okay? So that's the P slide. Start with a question, practice that question and answer a couple of times on it, and then extend with one new word, just one. Extend with one new word. Okay, remember that soccer ball and basketball, that's new, not new stuff. They already know that. Okay, so you can do that, but it doesn't officially count as extension. Okay, now we're on to the third slide. The third slide is the apply slide. This is the you part of the slide. The you do it. So the student now should be able to do this independently. This is the third slide on the word ball. Should they be able to use this independently? Yes. Are they still going to mess it up sometimes? Yes. Okay, remember that they are going to make mistakes on every single slide. You have to correct them. But this time it's got a picture of three boys and they've got black shadowy things there. This is a drag and drop slide. So it's got something that can be drugged. The balls and the kite can be drugged over there. So you're going to start with the question, okay? On all the A slides, start with the question. What does he play with? You circle the first boy. What does he play with? And you get them to give you the answer. He plays with a ball. If they give you that one word answer, a ball, don't help too much. Okay, make them do it on their own. So maybe you would do, he plays, okay, and you're trying to get them to give you the rest of the answer. Okay, maybe you've got it written on a board over here. Hang on, I've got it here somewhere. Okay, maybe you've got it on here and you go, he plays. Okay, and you're trying, you just don't want to give them the answer here. This is the third slide. They should know this by now. They should be able to give you that sentence by now. So you help a little bit, you correct if needed, but always trying to get them to do it on their own. So that's the apply slide that you get them to do that. Also extend their, so that one has a built-in extension because it has a kite there. They don't know the word kite yet. And so you teach them kite, you use the prop and kite. What does he play with? He plays with a kite, okay? And you're also helping them drag the balls and the kite over to the shadows, okay? So you have to help them drag those. You have to show them how to do that drag and drop, just like we talked about in the TPR video before. Okay, so now what we do with most of our lessons, we introduce a new vocabulary word, okay, and we spend 3 slides on that. So we do introduce, practice, and apply with a new vocabulary word. Then we do introduce, practice, and apply with a new verb. Introduce, practice, and apply with a new phonics concept, or introduce, practice, and apply with a new sentence, or introduce, practice, and apply with a new math concept, or something like that. But all the way throughout the lesson, we're doing introduce, practice, apply. We're building on, we're taking that vocabulary word and we're combining it with that new verb, and then we're putting it into a new sentence another way. And you see how we're building it. We call what we call scaffolding. Okay, we're scaffolding one thing on top of the other until finally, when we get towards the end of the lesson, we come to an E slide. Okay, the E slide is the extend slide. This one usually is just a picture, and they want you to have an open conversation. You want to use all those vocabulary words, all those sentences, all the verbs that you've learned. Use a series of open-ended questions and extensions there, and get them to give you those answers. You can use all the pronouns because they know all the pronouns by now. So you could ask them question after question. So using those same things. So you start with, what do you do with a ball? And you get them to answer, I throw a ball. And then what does dad do with a ball? Because they know dad and mom. Okay, what does dad do with a ball? Dad throws a ball. Or maybe you have to help with them. You have to help them with that one. That dad is he and he throws a ball. He throw a ball. He throws a ball. You see, you got to help them with that one. But you're using those open-ended questions, not yes, no questions, open-ended questions to get them to answer each one of those questions. You keep asking those questions until you get to the end of the lesson. You give them one more reward, and then bye-bye, see you next time. Okay, and that all has to do with pacing that we'll talk about in just a moment. Okay, now there is a fifth type of slide. If you see the IPAED up here, there is a fifth type of slide. That is a demonstrate slide. You will not see that in your mock class. Okay, the D slide is called demonstrate, and it is only used every 6 lessons when we give them an assessment lesson, and we're just seeing how they are. We do a simple grading, and so you see those demonstrate slides on that one. You will not see that in the mock class. You won't see that until you start teaching. So don't even worry about D. That's what it is. It's there, but you don't need to know about that yet. Okay. Now, a couple of other miscellaneous tips on this one. Speak slowly. It's not going to be, she plays with the ball. Okay. No, you have to speak slowly and precisely. She plays with a ball. Okay. You want to extend just a little bit on the P and the A slides. And again, as I talked about earlier, use a new noun. Don't use an adverb or an adjective or a verb. So we're not going to teach kicks or anything like that. If you've seen in some of my previous videos, I tell you to use things like kick and fast and all that. And that's because that's what they said earlier to do. But now they've changed that and they've said, only teach them new nouns for the extension. So you teach them yo-yo and frisbee and teddy bear and car and that type of thing, okay, on there to do that one, okay? Now you all, if you are doing the SMART demo, you do want to extend as well, again, with a new noun, okay? Now watch your pacing. If you're doing the SMART demo, you have 2.5 minutes to teach the whole thing. You're only teaching one slide, so that's no problem to get 2.5 minutes there. Okay, and you don't have to fill up the entire 2.5 minutes either. Okay, if you're doing the recorded demo, that is going to be 5 to 7 minutes of teaching. That one is not as critical on timing on that one. But if you're doing the mock class, you have 10 minutes to teach this, and they will cut you off exactly at 10 minutes. I recommend that you have a timer going outside of your computer, because the one that's in the classroom that you're going to use in the VIPKid classroom, that's going to start at the beginning of your time with your interviewer, and it will not restart until it's not going to restart until you are or when you start teaching. Okay, so you need to have your own timer going separately. Use your cell phone. If you use a cell phone, make sure you have it set that your screen doesn't go to a dark screen. Okay, so you can just glance down and see how much time you have left. Your goal is to be saying bye-bye, see you next time, exactly at 10 minutes. Okay, but don't kick yourself if you don't make it to the end of the lesson in the 10 minutes. They would rather you teach well than rush through the lesson just to say, I got to the goodbye slide. Okay, no, you teach well, and if you run out of time, it's okay. It's not an automatic failure if you don't get to all of the slides. They like you to get to all the slides, but if you don't, it's not an automatic failure. It is a better question of, did you teach well? Okay, particularly in the B lesson of the mock class, I don't think I could do that in 10 minutes. There's just too much information in it, okay? Most people never get close to the end of that lesson, okay? They're usually 2 or 3 slides from the end of it when they run out of time. Now, try not to be that far. If you're on like the next to the last slide, that would be okay. But most people have a really hard time with that one because there's just so much information in that B lesson. It's almost impossible to do it in 10 minutes, and they know that, okay? So watch your timing very carefully. You need to be practicing this lesson beforehand so that you can see if you can do it within that 10 minutes. You may look through here and decide, I don't have time to do all those extensions that she did, okay? That's okay. Okay, now let me talk about extensions as they have to do with rewards, okay? Now, rewards are a big deal for VIPKid. We use rewards all throughout our lessons. If you look in the classroom, now this is only in the mock class. If you're doing SMART demo, if you're doing a SMART demo at the end when you're teaching, you could do something silly like, yay, good job, you get a teddy bear, or you get ice cream, or you get whatever. You'll have something, some kind of thing that you get something fun. Okay, that's fine. But if you're doing the mock class, remember that I had that toy store at the beginning of it, and what that was intended is that you drag the toy store, you drag one of the toys down to the shopping cart and it disappears. So you would say, oh, good job, you get a toy. Drag a toy, drag and drop a toy. You get them to drag that toy down to the shopping cart, it disappears. Now, what it was designed as, you would get them to drag one toy, you'd go teach another couple of slides, then you know that little gift box that's down at the bottom of the page? You click on the gift box, it brings you back to the toy store. You let them drag another toy to the shopping cart. Now where that gift box is, it's a back arrow button. You click on it, it takes you back to the slide that you were on. In reality, that takes way too long. Okay, it would take you a good 30 seconds to go back, drag another toy, and then go back to where you were. Okay, way too long to do that. So don't ever go back to that slide. Okay, they don't want you to. What they want you to do is use the toy store to teach them how to drag and drop, then introduce your own reward system, an external reward system. It does not have to be visible, and it can be anything you want, but I'm going to tell you the one that I like to use, and I like to use toys here. I'm going to introduce them and teach them the name of different toys. So I would say, after we've drugged that toy store, this stuff in the toy store, I would say, yay, good job. When you do a good job, you get a toy. Ooh, a car. A car. It is a car. Yay! Okay, now I have them say the sentence, it is a car, because we haven't done a complete sentence yet on that page. Okay, and I want them to say a complete sentence. So I've given them, I say, yay, you get a car, and I hold it up here close for them. Then the next time, like to every other slide, I'm going to give a reward. So on the next one, maybe that's where we just did, what does she play with? She plays with a teddy bear. Then I would say, yay, you get a teddy bear. And the next one we're doing throw. And so we say, I throw a frisbee. And, well, and I do frisbee, I throw a frisbee, and they get a frisbee. And then the next time they get an airplane, and I throw an airplane, and this is their, you get an airplane. Okay, so you can use these rewards that you're using. It becomes reward and extension at the same time, and it's also a great way to get props in, because they do want you to use real props as well as printed. Okay, so all your printed stuff like Meg and Mike and the kite, all of that stuff counts as one prop. But now you've got a teddy bear, you've got a car, you've got an airplane, you've got whatever your other choice. You've got a frisbee. I can't find my frisbee right now. So you've got a frisbee, whatever. So you're using all of those things. So you're getting rewards, you're getting extension, and you're getting the props by using those toys that maybe you already have around the house anyway. Okay? All right. I know that was a lot. That was a lot in there, okay? I get that, okay? But this covers I do, we do, you do. It covers the IPAED, and it also covers rewards, so that you can see how that all works together. Stay tuned. I'm going to be uploading new videos on the mock classes soon. If you are kind of confused on a little thing, they did make another change that I have not done a video on yet, and that is that there is no longer an intermediate mock class. The only mock class you can take is the lower level one. They have done away with the intermediate one. You just do the lower level one. You can add the intermediate levels once you get hired. You can add those levels later. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate you coming, and I look forward to you getting great news on passing your mock class. I hope this helps you understand more about the teaching style with VIPKid and what they're looking for. This is the most up-to-date things about what they're looking for in the mock class. If you've got questions, again, you can contact me. Let me pull that slide up again. You can contact me through my website, hellopennydavis.com, the Facebook page, VIPKid Teachers Wanted, or you can use my email here. And again, if this has been a help to you, and you finally go, oh, that's what they're talking about, use my link to apply, or add my code to your application. You do have to add the code before the smart demo. So if you're over here in the mock class stage and this has been a help to you and you want even more detailed help, then just start a new application. You'll have to do the smart demo again, but that only took you a couple of minutes, okay? So you could do that that again, use my link to apply, and I'll help you all the way through the process. Thanks so much for coming today. I appreciate you watching, and give me a like and a subscribe here on YouTube. Bye-bye.